It's your boy TV, and I'm back with another video with my boy NBA Addict TV. As y'all can see on the screen, I know I didn't really say anything about this collab earlier, which I probably should have, but it don't matter. I like surprises. You guys probably like surprises. And without further ado, my boy Jay or NBA Addict TV. Of course, as always, his link will be in the description, so y'all go ahead and sub to him. I'm gonna put all his social medias down there too, so go follow him everywhere as well. But I'm gonna give it to you so you can introduce yourself, my guy.
Yes, sir. Welcome back with another video. But we here with TB Trill Buckets, and it's your boy NBA Addict TV. I'm saying we're about to pop out some heat right now. We're about to go through our top 5 best playoff performances in the last 20 years. So let's get straight to it.
So for me, all right. So number 5. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I battled with this. I changed 5 and 4 very often. Well, actually, before we get into it, I do want to say I'm gonna post a list that we took from under the description as well, just so you guys can see the different playoff performances we did choose from. We didn't want to just do a super big, like in general, because we wanted to actually compare against each other and be able to see why we picked one series over the other. So that's the reason why if we do have similar series or whatever, that would be the reason why, because we wanted to have a strict selection of what we're going to go with. For my number 5, I went with Steph's 2017 performance. To be honest, this is the series I think Steph should have won MVP. I'm not gonna lie to you. I vividly remember he was hot in games 1 and 2, a little bit in game 3, but to me, I think most people say this, but to me, KD took over the last couple games, and in those last couple games, he took over at the end of the game. So for me, if you go back and watch, those games in their entirety, I kind of feel like KD, he low-key came under and stole that bitch from Steph Curry. I'm not gonna lie to you, because recency bias, we already know it's gonna do what it does, and I feel like in that series it did that to Steph. He went crazy. He almost averaged a double-double in the finals, I believe, or in the playoffs as a whole. But KD, he did average 35, and we all know points and offense is always going to remain king in the NBA when it comes to MVPs and any other discussion. But above all those, I think this playoff, especially the finals specifically, it proved to me that Steph, whether he got the finals MVP or not, he could play at the level that was a finals MVP level, to where I looked at him and that was the first series where I was like, okay, he actually deserved it. Because the series where Iggy won it, you got to give it to Iggy. I know Bron went crazy, but without putting Iggy on Bron, the Warriors don't win that series. It's not happening.
I agree. All right, so wait, you done, TB?
Mm-hmm.
I bet. So first of all, I'm gonna say I don't have 27 Steph Curry on my list. I'm not gonna lie. You have
what?
Durant on your team. If you got KD on your team, that's automatically negated, bro. I'm sorry, Steph. I know you went crazy. I know you went stupid, but Steph, 2017, that ring doesn't count for you, buddy. My fifth is 2019 Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi went dumb. Kawhi went stupid on that playoff run. And I know a lot of people say in the finals, if Klay Thompson and KD didn't get injured, he wouldn't have got that ring. But guess what? He got that shit. He went crazy. First round, he beat the Orlando Magic. They're glorified first round exits. Everybody know that. Second round, the Philadelphia 76ers with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, motherfucking Jimmy Butler, what? He beat them on the most insane game winner I've ever witnessed. That's crazy. Kawhi's legendary. He beat the Bucks in 6 games. Kawhi Leonard literally had Giannis Antetokounmpo in the same cell as R. Kelly, bro. He was come on. And then he went on to beat the Warriors in 6 games. All right, that finals, I wouldn't, like, me being objective, that's not all Kawhi, because Kyle Lowry went stupid. Fred VanVleet went stupid. He had the help that he needed to get over the hump of being the Golden State Warriors, regardless of Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant being injured. But hey, Kawhi got my 5. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, so here's my thing about that one. And I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know what it is, but I've always had some weird bias against Kawhi. I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint it, but I'll be honest.
Is it that playoff Kawhi or just Kawhi?
No, in general. I've always had a feeling of, though in the back of my mind I know he's top 5, I refuse to let him be top 5. like that kind of mindset with him. So, but specifically with that playoffs, Father Fred, he did go crazy. Well, he waited till after he had his baby to go crazy, because before that he was, I don't know where he was. My only thing with Kawhi, the only thing about that, of course the injuries, but you stated that, and I understand, and I can't be mad at it, because it was a Golden State team, and truth be told, their injuries low-key made them equivalent to the Raptors team. If we're keeping it a buck, that's all the injuries really did. My only issue was the volume at which this man Kawhi was shooting and holding the ball in that whole playoff run, bro. I remember, was it in Game 7 of the Philly game? He shot, what, 50 shots? Was it was like, what was it, 50, 60? It was something crazy. And I was like, the fact that he shot that many shots and only had 30 points is nuts.
Hey, he made the one that matters.
and that's true. That's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna tell you this before I go to number 4. I almost had Kawhi on there, so I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna say this. He traveled. They shouldn't have been in the fucking finals anyway. They shouldn't have been. Nah, bro. That man caught the ball on the inbound and took 4 steps to the corner, bro.
Travel or not, that hoe went in. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. That motherfucker went in.
You're right. And I'll give it to him, because I don't know if I can think of any player in history, with the exception of LeBron, that could go to a team like that and immediately make them a finals winner. So in all seriousness, I respect it. I could give you that one. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to number 4. And well, hold on, I'm gonna preface this though. 4, 3, and 2 is some homegrown shit. I'm just
we already know.
It's not biased, but it is some homegrown kind of, some home cooking in there. But number 4, just so that I could stay at least a little bit objective, number 4 is 09 Kobe. Only reason he's not higher the way I wanted him to be higher, we played Orlando, bro. Let's be real. Like, we knew who was, once we got past the Western Conference Finals, and once we saw LeBron came up short against Dwight Howard, I will forever hold that against LeBron, by the way, because LeBron is strictly the one and only reason why we didn't get a Kobe LeBron finals. To me, that goes against LeBron's legacy. But anyway, I digress. Nah, in all seriousness, that nigga Kobe went crazy, and this was the first time Kobe really proved that he could do it alone. He could really, this is his squad. Of course he needed help, but he didn't need help like a Shaq, who was getting 35 and 20 and 20 and 20 every fucking game. Kobe was averaging 34 and 6, and that's 6 assists, not rebounds. For you guys that like to say Kobe don't like to pass, that's 6 assists that he averaged in the Western Conference Finals.
4-2-4.
And then in the Orlando matchup, he averaged 32 and 7 assists. Again, I love this performance mostly because not only did Kobe finally show he could win by himself, and it kind of put to bed for that time, because people talk about it now and they say he only won 2 by himself, but for that time it kind of put that kind of talk to bed. Biggest part about it that I love, he showcased his facilitating. And he finally showed, like, nah, I could put up 30 while getting the assists. It's just the people I got around me been ass. So why I'm gonna pass it to him? Let me go get my 40 or 50. And that really takes place for the 6, 7 assists that I could be doing. So on the highest stage in a legacy defining finals run, in a finals run that is basically a make it or break it, prove that you could do it by yourself, not only to you, but to the world, the NBA masses. Kobe did that, and that was one of my favorite final series to watch, not only because Kobe went crazy, but again, it was one of those times where as a Kobe fan, it was like, he passes, so shut the fuck up. So yeah.
I can't argue with that one. Know what I'm saying? I give Kobe his props. I give Kobe his flowers. He did go stupid in that playoff run. But for my number 4, I got the guy that people say is better than Kobe. That people that should be the better Laker. Yes, I got LeBron James. I got 2012 LeBron James. He spent the block after he shit the bed in 2011 and lost against the Dallas Mavericks. He spent the block, and I gotta give him that props because as being the best player in the league, right? You get so many expectations, and when you don't live up to that, people, know what I'm saying, people criticize you even more. So in that 2012 playoff run, LeBron went dumb. He beat the Knicks in 5 games. It was Carmelo Anthony and a bunch of nobodies. Who cares? He beat the Pacers in 6 games. He beat the Celtics in 6. Fuck, I can't.
7. I thought it was 7. Didn't he? Yeah, because that was when he had the crazy game 6 and Ray Allen hit that shot, and then game 7 they came back and he went, oh my God.
He went dumb. And then the finals, he went up against Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. Them boys were young, but still, LeBron literally could not be stopped, bro. LeBron could not be stopped. In that playoffs, he averaged 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. On 50 field goal percentage, 25% from 3. He was not hitting his threes, but nobody could stop him when driving to the lane. Nobody could stop him when going to the rim. He was literally a motherfucking freight train. Nobody could stop him. Nobody in those playoffs, no matter who the matchup was, had an answer for LeBron James. And so my number 4 is LeBron James.
No, that's facts. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might have that one a little bit higher on the list, so I'm not gonna argue with it being on the list at all. Only thing I would say, it might need to be a tad bit higher, but no, I like that pick, especially because not many people know this, but OKC was the favorite going into that. Whether you guys remember that or not, I did my research before this because, like I said, I do have that on my list somewhere. OKC was the favorites going into that series, so you know, people do like to say it was 4-1. One, those games were a lot closer than it seemed like. OKC, they led majority of those games from what I can remember. And 2, you know, Miami and LeBron were the underdogs. So yeah, especially, and the biggest part to that was the way he spent the block after he shit the bed against the Mavericks. Cause that was, and if he didn't, I don't think we would be talking about him as the GOAT right now. That might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, to the point where it might have been still up for discussion, where people are like, is it Kobe, is it MJ? Whereas now, if you go on Twitter or Reddit, NBA Spaces, wherever, it's overwhelmingly Bron is the GOAT. Bron is that dude. And yeah, and that's part of the reason I got that one higher, only because I feel like that solidified his GOATness. But we gonna get to that. But my number 3, hey, this one, he was a demon. I don't want to mix number 3 and number 2 because it's low-key back-to-back, and I know I'm spoiling it, but 01 Shaq was a different animal, bro. His whole career, he was different. We already know that, but 01 Shaq was a man amongst boys. That playoff run for the Lakers in general, Shaq and Kobe, like, truth be told, you could combine both of them in this list for that 01 run, because I remember that graphic of Kobe going for 35 and Shaq going for 35, and it was crazy. Like, you can't stop them. And then on top of that, the role players that they got are still even just as good as, I won't say just as good as they are, but they're just as good as any and every player that the Sixers had. Literally, like, the only other player that the Sixers had was AI, and AI was the 3rd best on the court behind Shaq and Kobe, and the rest of his team followed behind AI, the rest of the Lakers followed behind AI, whereas the rest of the 76ers, they followed behind all the other reserve Lakers. But in any case, I'm low-key still tight we lost that one game, because it was the perfect finals, or not finals run, but perfect playoffs run as a whole. But regardless, Shaq he flirted with a quad dub in game 2. If many don't know, and I'm about to put the graphic up there. He had 28 points, 20 boards, 9 assists, and 8 blocks. Bro, fuck the blocks, fuck the boards, fuck the points. We know Shaq can do that. 9 assists, bro. From a 7'3" big that did. Listen, bro. This is a 7'3" big that didn't handle the ball on the perimeter like that. In LA, at least. In Orlando, he would here and there. But in the triangle offense, they weren't having him do that. So the fact that this man had 9 assists, the inside out game that the Lakers had was, I don't even know how to describe it, bro. You got a 7'3" monster getting assists. You know, the fact that he got those assists, I love it because as a Laker fan, as a Kobe fan, and as a person that really paid attention to Kobe's game early in his career and later on, he didn't need to pass the ball. So the slight that people have about him passing the ball, he didn't need to because of the people he had around him. Even when Shaq left, who did Phil Jackson and the Lakers bring in? Lamar fucking Odom.
Wait, so that was your number 3 or number 4?
That was number 3 because Kobe was 09.
All right, so number three. See, now this is why I fuck with you, TB, because I got 01 Shaq as well as my number 3. Shaq was you basically took the words out of my mouth. Shaq was a demon in 01, bro. Swept the Trailblazers. Had old ass Scottie Pippen and DeMontis Sabonis daddy on that motherfucker. He swept the Kings, Chris Webber and a bunch of
Vlade Divac and all them
Peja Stojakovic was on there too.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't know about nobodies. They had it.
The fact that that Kobe, Shaq fucking demolished the Sacramento Kings with that much talent on them, come on, that just shows how much better the Lakers were at that time. Or Shaq and Kobe just straight up dominating the competition. They went on to sweep the Spurs as well with a young Tim Duncan and an old David Robinson. Regardless of the age, they were still talented as fuck. Having 2 dominant bigs like that, and you still had no answer for Shaq? Come on, bro. Then he went on to beat the 76ers in 5 games. Like you said, the Sixers got lucky that they won that 1 game. Shaq was a demon straight up in 01, bro. I got nothing else to say.
And there's literally nothing else to say about it. Just to piggyback off of that, I did already say, you know, I kind of spoiled my number 2. But 02 Shaq came back and ran it back again and was a demon once again, bro. I like this one better than 01 because this time our backs were against the wall. If y'all remember, we were down, what was it, 2-1? No, we were down 3-2 to the Kings. And I don't think I've seen a star turn it up the level I saw Shaq do, with exception to LeBron in 2012. With the exception that LeBron might be the only player that I can remember turn it up to a higher level, because in the playoffs prior to us going down, so up until game 5 of that series, Shaq was averaging 24, 12, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. We get to game 6, we're down 3-2. From that point forward in the playoffs, he didn't have less than 34 points in any game, which means not only did we come back from down 3-2, we won 6 games straight because we swept the Nets. And when we swept the Nets, he averaged 37, 13, 3, and 3. Now, they're crazy, bro. Now, his assist numbers weren't up there like they were in 01. But my thing is, he turned up from a scoring percent. 13 points, bro. You went from averaging 24 to 37, bro. 24 to 30. That's crazy. In the span of, what, 6 games? Like, come on, dog. Like, you turned it up to a level where when they say you shouldn't be able to flip a switch and turn it on, it should always be on. Nah, this motherfucker's flipped the switch and then flipped every other switch in the house. Cause he different. That's literally, there's nothing else you can say.
Number two Shaq again. I really want to know who's your number 1 now. So my number 2 I got has to be 06 Dwayne Wade.
Oh my.
06 Dwayne Wade has to be, prime Dwayne Wade straight up, has to be a top three in terms of athletic shooting guards, bro. Top 3 athletic shooting guards of all time. Dwayne Wade absolutely carried them. I'm not gonna say carried, absolutely led the Miami Heat to a championship with the older Shaq by his side, averaging 20 points and 10 rebounds on some shit. 2 blocks to add to that. But goddamn, Dwayne Wade, he went on to beat the Bulls 4-2 in 6 games. The Bulls ain't really had nobody significant. Then they went on to beat the Nets. The Nets had a fucking Vince Carter, who was averaging 30. Not an efficient 30, but 30 regardless. Jason Kidd, who was averaging, I think he was averaging, what, 12 and 11 or some shit. And Richard Jefferson was averaging 22. Then they went on to beat the motherfucking Pistons in 6 games. Then to beat the Mavs in 6 games as well, bro. Dwayne Wade was absolutely ridiculous. And I think, in my personal opinion, that playoff run has to be one of the best of all time. One of the best of all time. Fuck 20 years. One of the best of all time. Dwayne Wade that year was literally unstoppable. At the time, obviously, they didn't shoot many threes, but Dwayne Wade in the mid-range, bucket. Nobody could stop him when driving to the rim, bro. That's an athletic monster.
Man, D Wade went fucking insane. What was that? That was his 3rd year in the league, wasn't it?
3rd year in the
Third
league.
year in the league. D Wade went crazy. Again, it wasn't older Shaq. Shaq did what? Did he average 20? I think he just barely averaged 20.
20 and 9, like 20 and 9.
Yeah, which is something slight. That's still nice. Don't get me wrong, but D Wade, when you look at that, not only that squad, but you look at the Dallas Mavericks squad, because that's where it was really like a big deal. That Maverick squad was.
Jason Terry was on some shit that year.
Bro, what? Not only do you have a prime Dirk, you had Josh Powell, you had Josh Howard and Marquise Daniels. They were very, very, very good scorers, which I don't think Miami had very good defense in the backcourt. They had Jason Williams. D Wade is a great defender. We already know that. They had Eddie House. Who else did they have? Or did they have Eddie House yet? I can't remember who their backups were at point guard and stuff. But before I get into number 1, I just want to say, everybody that's here right now, if you haven't already, subscribe to me, subscribe to NBA Addict TV or Jay. Y'all, it's right under there. You see mine at TRILLBUCKETS. You see his, it says NBA Addict TV. Follow us everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, sub, all that good stuff. Now, to me, I think it comes as no surprise. I'm surprised you had it as high as you did. I'm not gonna lie to you. LeBron ran it back in 2012. He got it back in blood. That's above all else, that's what does it for me, bro. The way you could, again, like I said earlier in the video with Shaq, you see the real testament of man when his back is against the wall. Nobody's back was against the wall the way LeBron's was in 2012. The way we saw him collapse the year prior, because D Wade did his job in that final series. I vividly remember that. The way he collapsed and then comes back, that's literally the definition of getting back in blood. Now, granted, it wasn't against the same team. I know most people, they think of the finals run specifically as the pivotal moments, because wasn't that LeBron's first ring? I believe that was his first ring. Yeah. But before that, I'm not gonna go in the first round too much, because we already knew, like you said, first round exit, we knew what was up there. We already knew what was gonna happen. But they come to Indiana. He had 40, 18, and 9 in the game to bring them back down against Miami 2-1. 40, 18, and 9. They were down 2-1, which was a pivotal game. Pivotal. That was the biggest game of his career up until that moment. Because if I'm being honest, he goes down 3-1. I'm pretty sure he's not winning for 1. And 2, I don't think he's in the GOAT discussion. Truth be told, he loses that Indiana series. I think LeBron in the GOAT discussion is gone. Now, he might be one of those where they talk about, his skill is one of the best in the league ever. He's one of the most skilled players, the most well-rounded players ever, and stuff like that. But with regards to the GOAT debate with rings and, being up there with Kareem, MJ, Kobe, Shaq, Tim Duncan, everybody, I think if they didn't win that game, it's wraps. Then you go to the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston. We know what he did in Game 6. Demon. We know the meme. We know the meme. His hands on his knees. He looking up. He literally looks like a demon in the face. We all know the meme, bro. So I ain't even gotta talk about that. And that ultimately ended Boston as we knew it. Like, he he handled them to the point where these niggas are hating till this day on that nigga, bro.
Ray Allen came to play with the ops.
Right. He fucked these niggas up so bad that till this day they talking shit. And what's even crazier now that you mention Ray Allen is so distraught by losing to that nigga. Even though he played with him, he still be saying, how is he the GOAT if he not the best at everything? How is he? And nigga, you played with him. Shut the fuck up. You stop it. Knock it off, Ray Allen. We know what you're doing. I got Bron at number 1. It's crazy, but gotta do it, bro. I got to.
Listen, TB. Me personally, I feel a little disrespected, alright? I feel a little disrespected because I got LeBron as well as my number 1. But 2012 ain't do it for me. You know what did it for me? 2016, when he came back down 3-1, my brother. Down 3-1 against the 73-9 Warriors. Against the Splash Brothers, my brother. Come on.
Okay, let me ask this. Just real quick. What, besides the ring being big for Cleveland, right? What gravity did the Cleveland ring hold that was greater than Miami's ring? Besides the 3-1 part. Of course we know 3-1, but I'm saying with regards to, legacy, with regards to how we're gonna rank this player all time, with regards to, where are we putting him in the ranks? And I only say this because I get what you're saying, because I almost had 2016 Bron, strictly for the reasons you said. But when I thought about it, I was like, well, when we got to 2016 Bron, at that point, I feel like most of us was like, nah, LeBron's the GOAT. He's just facing an unfortunate series of events with the Warriors. Whereas back then, he turned a lot of heads and proved a lot of people wrong.
So I'll say, at the time in 2016, right, the Warriors were going stupid. And I believe that a lot of people, including myself, including people that I was speaking, talking hoops with at the time. A lot of people were saying that Steph Curry was the GOAT. At that season, a lot of people were saying that Steph Curry is the best player in the world at that time. And the fact that LeBron went and absolutely destroyed the Eastern Conference like he does on the regular, absolutely destroyed the Eastern Conference, and then went on to the finals, and everybody thought he was done. The Warriors up 3-1. The Warriors up 3-1. Draymond gets suspended, and now I'm saying everybody thought the Cavs were done. But take it one game at a time. Boom, 3-2. Boom, 3-3. Game 7. Although everybody says Kyrie saved LeBron's career, no. LeBron got that Cavs team up until the point. If Kyrie makes that shot, they got the momentum. Kyrie did not take over that game. Kyrie did not save LeBron's legacy. And another thing, I would say that not only did that solidify a significant ring for him and his career, that also brought Cleveland their first championship ring. Am I wrong? I think that playoff series completely solidified LeBron James as the GOAT in my eyes. He beat the Toronto Raptors in the Eastern Conference Finals, who was the best team in the East that year. He also beat Atlanta Hawks, which I think the whole squad was all-stars that year. Am I wrong?
They were.
LeBron was a demon. LeBron was a demon in 2016. And TB, bro, how did he not make the list? 2016?
Man, okay. I just had to show love to... Listen, my thing was like this. In my head, it was, if I could squeeze them in there, I knew you had me covered on the ones I missed.
I ain't even mad at the Lakers bias, bro. I ain't even mad at Shaq, Kobe, them niggas.
Listen, I can admit it though, but now I will say this before we finish off this video or anything. Can we at least both agree that I understand that Tim Duncan 03 finals run was great, or postseason one was great. Can we both agree that that shit should not be number one on that list? When I saw that number one on the list, mind you guys, the list we're talking about, the Tim Duncan 03 series is number one above every series we just named. Every series we just named, it's above all those. So, like,
Timmy, you know what I'm saying, you a GOAT power forward, but nah, sorry.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost like they did it strictly because consistency. Because when I read the little excerpt on it, it said he had a 20, 10, and 5 line in exactly half of the games. So that was 12 of the 24 games. But I mean, it's still, the numbers aren't, looking at the numbers, a lot of them, they might be at number 4. It's even hard to still put him over Steph. For me, like
17 over that nigga too, bro. Fuck.
Like, yeah, like 24, 15, 5, and 3. Okay. Like, okay. I don't know. And
I just want to give an honorable mention to 2018 LeBron James, because in my opinion, that's the best player of all time.
Oh, facts.
LeBron is a fucking demon. He would have been on this list if he won that ring, but you know what I'm saying, JR fumbled the bag in game 1 and fucked up the whole momentum. I don't know what to say. They even went to overtime. He just wasn't fucking with it though, boy.
Yeah, it was almost like he was like, bro, I'm off this shit, bro. I already know what's gonna happen the rest of the series.
Yup. He said, I got 50 and we still ain't with. Right.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. And this nigga is almost 40, bro.
Crazy.
He's almost 40.
I was watching Kareem highlights, bro, and I didn't know that at 42 he was playing in the finals. Bro, what?
So
damn.
we gonna have to, yeah, we're gonna do. I could tell we got some good. We could have some good ass content. So we're definitely gonna collab a lot more, but especially because you bring up Kareem, because I have Kareem number 1 all time. So yeah. So we gonna have to, we will collab. We gonna lab up some ideas and stuff. And my biggest point to Kareem being number 1 all time, the nigga took a 30-40 win team, Milwaukee Bucks, to a 60 win team in his second year. He wins a ring his second year. He wins MVP his second year and finals MVP his second year. And people always bring up he wasn't the best player on his Lakers squad. That's wrong. That is wrong. Magic was very good and his numbers were way better. But Kareem did something most players don't do. He took a step back knowing that Magic was the young guy coming in. But with all that being said, this is the end of this video for the top 5, well, technically top 10, but top 5 from each of us playoff performances in the past 20 years. I appreciate you, my boy Jay, for doing this with me. Especially, of course we gonna do more, because this was lit. This is it. It's fun as hell to have somebody else to talk hoops with, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that's the best part of this experience. But above all else, if you guys haven't gone to do it already, go ahead and subscribe to my boy Jay, NBAADDICTTV. Like I said, link's gonna be in the description. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. You got anything else?
And hey, I'm just happy to be on Trill Buckets. I'm just happy to be a Trill Bucket, you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get like you, my boy. But hey, until next time, it is your boy TV with the greatest hoop stories and debates on the tube. And I'm out. Peace.